launches a legal war against the attorney who filed a bombshell suit against him. That Texas attorney, Tony Buzbee, has just fired back.
Can't hide skeletons in the closet forever.
Tony Buzbee, who also represents 120 accusers against Sean Diddy Combs, filed this letter in response, accusing Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, of, quote, intimidation and harassment.
Okay, so things just got even messier in the ongoing drama with Jay-Z, Diddy, and attorney Tony Buzbee. The lawyer who's been representing Jane Doe in her lawsuit is now turning his focus to Roc Nation, accusing the company of pulling some seriously shady moves to block him from pursuing justice for the alleged victims.
Mr. Carter's company, Roc Nation, and his counsel have bribed my clients to file lawsuits against my firm. Former clients impersonated state officials and engaged in other behavior far beyond the pale of acceptable conduct.
Yep, you heard that right. Buzbee just filed a new lawsuit claiming Roc Nation has been working overtime behind the scenes with dirty tactics to protect Jay-Z and Diddy from any consequences. And trust me, the drama doesn't end there. Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro, also dropped a bombshell, saying that Jay-Z and Diddy were never actually friends. But fans aren't buying it and are calling Spiro out for trying to rewrite history and gaslight the public. Why? Because there's a ton of proof out there that Jay-Z and Diddy were tight.
There's only one person.
Oh, go on.
And I call him Sean. That's Jay-Z. We call each other Sean.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody else could call me Sean.
He's the only person who's Sean approved.
There's not a single person that
outside of family.
That should be outside of my mother.
Okay, just.
Yep, they were that close. In fact, there are other countless videos of them hyping each other up, and in one clip, Diddy even calls Jay his extended family, not just a friend, but closer than that. And let's not forget that viral moment where Diddy mentioned how Jay-Z skipped Blue Ivy's recital to perform with him for the Bad Boy 25th anniversary.
This right here was important. Bad Boy celebrating 20 years of hits. And this is extended family. You've been there with me through my ups and downs. Whenever I get in trouble, this is the one I call.
Seriously, who does that for someone who's just an acquaintance? But that's not all. Nicki Minaj has stepped into the spotlight and stirred the pot even more. Nicki seems to be siding with Tony Buzbee's lawsuit against Roc Nation and has brought up some serious questions about Jay-Z's past. She didn't hold back calling out allegations involving Jay-Z's relationships with women like Foxy Brown and Aaliyah, and questioning why he's never been held accountable. According to Nicki, the public deserves answers, especially with the Jane Doe lawsuit casting a shadow over Jay-Z's name. And things aren't cooling down anytime soon. Tony Buzbee is going all in, determined to take down Jay-Z and Roc Nation, and the legal drama is only getting more intense. Let's break it all down because there's a lot to unpack. Now, for those who missed the memo, the Jane Doe lawsuit accuses Jay-Z and Diddy of mistreating a 13-year-old girl at the VMA's afterparty back in 2000. Jay-Z has been pushing hard for the case to be dismissed, with his lawyer, Alex Spiro, claiming the allegations are provably and demonstrably false. But here's where it gets tricky. Jane Doe recently gave an exclusive interview on December 13th where she admitted there were inconsistencies in her story. She initially said her father picked her up after the alleged attack, but now her father says he doesn't remember that happening. Jane also says she talked to musicians Benji and Joel Madden at the VMA's afterparty. She even described chatting with Benji about his Last Supper tattoo.
Benji Madden about his tattoo because, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper because I have a religious background. So.
But here's the kicker. A representative for the Madden brothers told NBC News they weren't even in New York during the 2000 VMAs. In fact, they were on a tour in the Midwest at the time. Talk about a curveball. Jane also alleges that after feeling woozy from a drink at the party, she was essayed by Jay-Z and Diddy. She claims she escaped to a gas station and called her father to pick her up. According to Jane, they drove home in silence, and her father never asked what happened. But here's where things get murkier. In an interview with NBC News, her father stated he couldn't recall the incident. "I feel like I would remember that, and I don't," he said. Despite admitting to some inconsistencies, Jane isn't backing down. She told NBC News, "I have made some mistakes in remembering what happened 24 years ago, but what is clearest is what happened to me." She insists the mistreatment happened, even if some details don't line up. Jay-Z, however, wasted no time firing back. On the same day NBC aired Jane's interview, he released a statement through Fox Digital News, calling her allegations false. He pointed out the contradictions in her story as proof that the incident never happened and criticized her lawyer, Tony Buzbee, for pressing forward with the lawsuit despite the shaky details. And it's not just that. Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro, also announced plans not to only push for the case against Jay-Z to be dismissed, but also to request legal action against Buzbee and the attorneys who filed the complaint. At this point, it looked like Jay-Z had the upper hand, until Buzbee clapped back with a bombshell new lawsuit. This time, Buzbee is going after Roc Nation and its lawyers, accusing them of pulling some seriously shady moves. According to Buzbee, Roc Nation allegedly hired individuals to track down his current and former clients and pressure them into turning against his firm. And we're not talking small bribes here. Buzbee claims one client was offered up to $110,000 to switch sides.
Continues. Tony Buzbee is suing Jay-Z's company, alleging that they were trying to pay his former clients to sue him. At the same time, Jay-Z's lawyer wants a judge to order Tony Buzbee to preserve evidence in the lawsuit because he said the NBC News article that came out on Friday that interviewed the woman shows the case is a sham, and he's worried that Tony Buzbee is going to destroy evidence that could subject him to sanctions and other...
But wait, it gets worse. Buzbee alleges these individuals even posed as Texas state officials, complete with fake badges, to intimidate people into fabricating false stories against him. And here's the kicker. Buzbee says one of these so-called operatives admitted to everything on tape. One name at the center of these accusations is lawyer Marcy Croft. Buzbee called her out directly, highlighting her social media posts where she boasts about being part of Team Roc. According to Buzbee, Croft, Roc Nation, and the legal powerhouse, Quinn Emanuel, have a long-standing relationship that is now under scrutiny. Buzbee alleges that agents working on Croft's behalf were recorded as offering as much as $10,000 to former clients of his firm to encourage them to file false claims against him. In a fiery statement, Buzbee made it clear that he's not backing down. He declared that Roc Nation and its associates have stooped to a new low in their alleged attempts to intimidate him and his team. Let me be clear, Buzbee said, we will not yield or be intimidated. This time, the defendants overstepped, got sloppy, and stupidly got caught in their illegal scheme on tape. Buzbee added that this conduct has been reported to the authorities, and he intends to cooperate fully to ensure that everyone involved is prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. If what Buzbee is claiming is true, Roc Nation could be in some seriously hot water. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, Nicki Minaj has entered the chat. Yep, the one and only Nicki, queen of rap and never one to bite her tongue, has officially weighed in on the ongoing drama. And let me tell you, she did not come to play. In a scorching post on X, formerly Twitter, Nicki backed Tony Buzbee's claims while taking aim at Jay-Z and his Roc Nation empire. Her words, nothing short of jaw-dropping. Nicki just didn't dip her toes into the controversy. She cannonballed straight in, dragging up allegations about Jay-Z's alleged history with much younger women, and calling for an investigation into his ties to some very murky situations. Nicki's post began with a fiery clapback. Dear short and stout, de-laffy-taffy alien breath sass. We want to know if you were present during the mistreatment of teenagers and children. That's what we want to know. Aaliyah, Foxy, etc. during the R. Kelly video shoots and stuff. Did you know about the mistreatment of Kim Porter and Cassie? Y'all seem to run in the same sort of rat pack. And if you're wondering who the Laffy Taffy alien is, Nicki was referring to none other than Roc Nation's president, Desiree Perez. Perez, who has a well-documented past as a former illegal substances dealer turned informant, has long been a controversial figure. Nicki didn't stop there. She also came for Jay-Z directly, calling him a bald-headed bowling ball, and accusing him of saving his bold energy for online beef instead of addressing these serious allegations. But wait, it gets spicier. Nicki's post has fans connecting dots all over the place, especially when it comes to Jay-Z's circle of influence. Adding even more fuel to the fire is Jay-Z's former best friend, DeHaven, who dropped some major tea during an interview on Real Life Productions. DeHaven claimed that Jay-Z's unshakable position in the industry is thanks to his connections to powerful players, including Desiree Perez.
And he hold, like, I wouldn't have made it to where I had. So I say he had a lot to say. So he had a 50%. He could get out there. I ain't put too much on.
DeHaven didn't mince words, suggesting that Jay-Z's ties to Perez and other high-level insiders have made him nearly untouchable, even as other industry titans like Diddy face their downfall. He is them people, DeHaven said. They're still going to cover it up anyway. So, what does all this mean? For fans and skeptics alike, Nicki's comments and DeHaven's revelations are raising serious questions about the power dynamics within the music industry. Are we looking at a tightly woven web of influence and protection, or is this just another case of industry mudslinging? Now back to Nicki Minaj. The queen of rap has had beef with Roc Nation and its president, Desiree Perez, for years, and she's never been shy about airing it out. Earlier this year, when Megan Thee Stallion reignited her feud with Nicki by dropping the diss track, Hiss, Nicki wasted no time clapping back, this time with a direct aim at Roc Nation. Nicki took to social media accusing Roc Nation of paying streaming services to promote Megan's track. Not one to hold back, Nicki even name-dropped Desiree Perez and her husband, Roc Nation sports chief Juan Perez, in her tirade. In one fiery post, Nicki shared Roc Nation's ad promoting Hiss and wrote, "Spending so much money, but she's still the broke independent artist. Desiree, you gotta let it go, baby. The world knows she can't rap. Stop effing trying to make fetch happen. I just put out a song with no promo, no video, and it's already #2. But Nicki wasn't done. Oh no, she later turned her sights back on Desiree, threatening to expose her alleged behind-the-scenes antics. In another post, Nicki claimed that Desiree had been firing employees left and right for no apparent reason, leaving many blindsided. She teased, "On the next song, I delve into all the people Desiree allegedly fired for unknown reasons. So many people were hurt by her. Allegedly, she's willing to go broke trying to replace me. Fix it. Jesus." And if that wasn't enough, Nicki came for Megan Thee Stallion yet again, alleging that Megan's confidence in dropping diss tracks comes from the massive Roc Nation machine backing her every move. Nicki took a sharp jab, saying she thinks she's bully because she gets a Roc Nation brunch invite every year. But let's be real, Nicki's feud with Roc Nation isn't new. Her shade at Jay-Z and his empire has been brewing for a while now, with Nicki throwing subtle and not so subtle shots for years. Back in December 2023, the hip-hop world buzzed with controversy when journalist Elliot Wilson appeared to take a jab at Nicki Minaj. The drama unfolded after Nicki joined Twitch star Kai Cenat for a live stream, where she let loose and danced on camera. Wilson posted a clip from the stream and sarcastically captioned it "hip-hop journalism," seemingly dismissing Nicki's appearance as unserious. But Nicki Minaj wasn't about to let that slide. She fired back, calling out Wilson and insinuating that his ties to Jay-Z influenced his criticism of her. She wrote, "You know how many tweets I've seen you post disrespecting me, idiot? Wilson, all y'all. For some reason, when y'all are around certain people, y'all feel that y'all have this power. Why? When y'all have an affiliation to Jay-Z in some sort of way, y'all be thinking that y'all can disrespect and violate." Nicki's response wasn't just a clapback. It was another shot in her ongoing battle with what she sees as the Roc Nation machine working against her. Her words sparked a deeper conversation about the dynamics of power, influence, and favoritism in the music industry. And just this year, before the lawsuits about mistreatment of Jay-Z came to light, Nicki Minaj once again took to social media to stir the pot. This time, the drama was centered around the announcement of Kendrick Lamar being selected as the headliner for the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show, a decision made by Jay-Z's Roc Nation, which was met with some criticism from fans. According to the Daily Post, the National Football League, Apple Music, and Jay-Z's Roc Nation revealed that Kendrick Lamar would be taking center stage at the Super Bowl in New Orleans. While many weren't excited about the choice, others couldn't help but wonder why Lil Wayne, who has been a staple in the rap game for decades, wasn't chosen instead. Jay-Z, after all, was the one in charge of selecting the headliner, and it didn't set well with some fans that Wayne was passed over for Lamar. Nicki Minaj, never one to stay silent, didn't hold back her feelings on the matter. On September 9th, she took to Twitter posting a sharp critique aimed directly at Jay-Z and Roc Nation for what she saw as the unjust snubbing of Lil Wayne. She wrote, "Denying a young black man what he rightfully put into this game for no other reason but your ego. Your hatred for Birdman, Drake, and Nicki got you punishing Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, the GOAT. Nola, what's good?" And Nicki didn't end there. She continued, "You don't know the half of what Lil Wayne has done for me and others. Wayne had Drake and I on his tour with no papers signed. He was on all my mixtapes with no papers signed." Nicki Minaj wasn't about to let the conversation end without hammering home her point. She took a reflective tone, emphasizing the importance of recognizing legends like Lil Wayne while they're still here to witness it. Nicki passionately wrote, "God forbid if Wayne was to leave this earth right now, the culture would be in mourning. That's why so many keep saying to give our legends their flowers while they're still around to smell them, sitting around all day playing games with people's life and legacy." Her words resonated deeply with fans who believe in honoring artists' contributions during their lifetimes, not just posthumously. But Nicki didn't stop advocating for Wayne. She also reignited criticism of Jay-Z's controversial partnership with the NFL, a decision that left many feeling disillusioned. Nicki reminded her followers of the backlash Jay-Z faced when Roc Nation joined forces with the NFL shortly after the league was called out for its treatment of former 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick. Kaepernick has become a symbol of resistance after kneeling during the national anthem to protest police brutality. For many, Jay-Z's partnership with the NFL felt like a betrayal of Kaepernick's cause. Nicki, never one to mince words, summed up her stance in a sharp tweet. "One man took the knee, the other man took the bag." Despite all the drama, Nicki made it clear that loving Kendrick Lamar doesn't mean disrespecting Wayne, adding, "You can love and respect Kendrick and still love and respect Wayne. Even Kendrick loves and respects Wayne. Every real rapper loves and respects Wayne." And Nicki wasn't alone in her criticism of the Super Bowl halftime show decision. Other prominent artists, such as Master P and Boosie Badass, also expressed their disappointment, arguing that Lil Wayne should have been chosen, especially given that the Super Bowl was being held in New Orleans. Master P voiced his opinion by emphasizing Lil Wayne's significant contributions and relevance in hip-hop. He pointed out that as the ambassador of entertainment in the city of New Orleans, he felt it was crucial to include Wayne in the celebration. Master P highlighted Wayne's status as one of the greatest living hip-hop artists and his deep connection to New Orleans. He urged that legends like Wayne should be honored while they're still alive and criticized the decision to overlook him. Meanwhile, on the other side of this tangled web of drama, Jay-Z has his own battles brewing, this time with high-profile attorney Tony Buzbee. Known for taking on giants, Buzbee has refused to back down in his legal fight against Jay-Z, despite mounting pressure from Roc Nation's legal team. In a letter to Judge Annalisa Torres, Buzbee detailed what he alleges are shady tactics being used to dismiss the case against Jay-Z. He wrote, "In each instance, the goal has been to blur the facts and rush a decision. But there is aggressive advocacy, and then there is bad faith. Mr. Carter's latest tactics, much like his open threat to refer plaintiff's attorney for disciplinary action, cross that line." Buzbee didn't hold back, labeling Jay-Z and his lawyer Alex Spiro as histrionic and accusing them of using intimidation tactics both inside and outside the courtroom. According to Buzbee, these tactics extend to actions he calls torturous and quite possibly illegal. The attorney also addressed recent comments made by Jane Doe, the plaintiff in the case, who admitted there were some inconsistencies in her story. Jay-Z's team reportedly seized on these inconsistencies, twisting her words and using them to discredit her claims. Buzbee argued that this was yet another attempt to silence not just Jane Doe, but any potential plaintiffs considering coming forward. He wrote, "Carter's threat of an immediate sanctions motion on the first whisper of factual uncertainty is just one more instance of intending to have a chilling effect on plaintiff's counsel, and any potential plaintiffs watching these proceedings. It's clear that this legal battle is far from over, with Nicki Minaj calling out Roc Nation and Jay-Z facing mounting pressure from Tony Buzbee. The spotlight on these power players in the music industry is growing even brighter. As the drama unfolds, one can't help but wonder, how deep do these connections go, and what revelations are still to come? Now, let's hear it from you. What's your take on all this drama? Do you think Tony Buzbee has the upper hand to push the case through and actually win it? Or is Jay-Z too powerful and determined to back down anytime soon? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this conversation is just getting started. And while we wait for more spicy updates to unfold, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos for more hot takes and breaking stories like this.